A Quiet Place premiered last month at South by Southwest and was met with universal critical acclaim. About 2 weeks ago, it opened at cinemas around the world, critics love it, moviegoers adore it, and in general, the film seems to only get positive reviews. Before watching it past Friday, I was somewhat wary. While I loved the trailer, this amount of hype around the film might not be in its favor because living up to such overwhelming praise is quite a feat. Now, 5 days later, I'm finally ready to talk about it and explain to you why I think A Quiet Place is so far the best film of the year. If you frequent my channel, then it's probably obvious to you by now that horror is my personal favorite genre of film. However, despite that, I also think that horror is the hardest genre to get right, and the best horror movies of the recent years are the so-called post-horror movies like The Witch and It Comes at Night. We've had gems in the past like The Conjuring, It, and of course the award-winning Get Out, which appeal to both critics and audience alike, but films like that are so few and far in between that I sometimes wonder, where really is that mainstream horror resurgence that apparently everyone seems to be talking about? And here comes A Quiet Place, a sci-fi, drama, thriller, horror that quietly creeped into cinemas and not only made a huge splash at the box office, but also, hopefully, changed the perception of the modern horror in the eyes of moviegoers. First off, let's start with the general premise. The film is set in a post-apocalyptic world which is being terrorized by creatures with enhanced hearing. The focus of the plot is on a family who lives in a secluded farm deep in the woods while trying to survive surrounded by deadly aliens and also battle some personal struggles, as the consequences of bereavement can be deeply affecting, especially in a world like this. With such an original concept, this actually could have been easy to ruin with bad execution, but the meticulous approach of the director, co-writer, and actor John Krasinski paid off, and I can confidently say that the rendition is excellent. Essentially, the film has only 4 characters, and in a case like this, it's always very important to establish the personalities early on, while also revealing more and more information over the course of the film, and A Quiet Place does just that. From the masterfully executed opening till the very end, the characters and their actions feel believable and rational thanks to a great script and sublime acting from everyone involved. The wife and husband in the family are portrayed by Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, who, as you might know, are also a married couple in real life, and that really works in favor of the film. There's undeniable chemistry between those two, and it's also a huge plus that both of them are terrific actors. I've always thought that Emily Blunt can literally act anything, and A Quiet Place proves just that. The biggest surprise, though, are the kids. Jupe is great, as always. He was very good in That Good Night and Wonder, and his acting is just as strong here. However, the standout of the film is definitely Millicent Simmonds. This is the second time I'm seeing her on screen. After her emotional performance in Wonderstruck, I was left in awe, and A Quiet Place left me with very similar emotions. It also helps that Krasinski gave her a prominent role in the film and used a creative technique. She and her character are hearing impaired, so a lot of the times when the focus shifts to her character, the film drowns out all sounds with absolute silence, and you're left only with visual narrative. Horror-wise, A Quiet Place is a taut, suspenseful ride from start to finish. There was a lot of talk about this film shutting up loud audience members during packed screenings, thanks to its exceptional directing and admirable sound design. I'm going to link a bloody disgusting article talking about that in the description, go check it out. Truthfully, I decided to be totally safe, so I went on Friday in the afternoon. There was just 6 people in total, but everybody was dead silent throughout the whole running time. The movie is just 90 minutes, but it is paced incredibly well. It doesn't overstay its welcome, nor does it ever feel like it needed more time. During this agonizingly stressful 1.5 hours, you're gonna be on the edge of your seat at all times, and you will get just the right amount of information and explanation for such a mysterious and unique film. In that regard, I can actually compare it to such things like 10 Cloverfield Lane and It Comes at Night, both excellent films which follow the same tactic of keeping its viewers on guard while also giving enough clues for them to figure everything out on their own. The one and only issue I had with the movie is its use of jump scares. Even though it isn't over-reliant on them, the same typical loud stock noise still occurs every single time something even remotely sudden or abrupt happens on screen. It's good that these scares are fairly infrequent, but they do break the immersion and ruin the atmosphere, at least for a moment. I get the reason why they were in the movie, but for me they were just an annoyance because the real scare factor here comes from everything but the cheap and fake jump scares. A Quiet Place works on many levels. It's a smartly written drama with an excellent cast, it's a tense, nerve-wracking thriller, And most importantly, it is a horror movie which treats its audience with respect and diligence. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It totally deserves all of the praise it's getting, and it is an absolute blast from start to finish. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon with my review of Bad Samaritan. Have a good one.